Hello and how's it going, everyone? It is Skullzi here with the latest gaming news, rumors, and speculation. Another day, another huge, amazing community discovery, as it seems like the literal in-game map for Starfield has actually been discovered. Like the crazy super interesting times discovery that I talked about in yesterday's video, Bethesda seems to have been hiding something in plain sight this entire time now, only this time for quite a while actually. And also, like I've been saying in recent videos, this makes me wonder just what other secrets are awaiting discovery in the Starfield trailers and Constellation Log update videos. Either way, I'm sure that hype is already starting to assume direct control now, so let's not waste any more time and get straight into today's content. As for the source of this latest discovery, it's really a community-wide driven effort that spans multiple awesome people. However, the most notable awesome person who put in a lot of work breaking this down and actually creating visuals to showcase how this discovery works and why it's actually legit is North Image 3550 over on Reddit, also known as JJ McOrange on Twitter as well. Huge shout out to you for using your very special eyes to find all this. Free space scuba fish for you as well, and if you don't want it, I'll go ahead and I'll just take that. JJ was busy lurking the extranet, trying to find anything Starfield related to add to the community so we can discuss and salivate over it and speculate while shaking nervously in anticipation for more news like a Khajiit without any moon sugar. And then a pattern started to stick out to JJ. While they were looking at a bunch of Starfield media, they started to see something sticking out to them in regards to this particular art and background imagery here. This wasn't just some kind of fancy space-themed background art, this was much, much more. This was actually a game map that, when broken down using ancient code-breaking procedures, as well as a few occult rituals, would actually show us a map, leading us straight towards a hidden location containing the Elder Scrolls 6, where Todd would be waiting for us, greeting us with the words, "Welcome, I see my plan just worked." Obviously, I am unfortunately joking, but perhaps just as exciting, JJ actually discovered what they believe to be the in-game map of Starfield's playable and explorable area. And this area is just huge and gigantic, perhaps much larger than most of us could have expected. But before we stare up at the stars and speculate a little too much, let's take a closer look at the patterns here that definitely identify this as being more than just simple background art. First off, Bethesda showcased this exact star map imagery several times now, going as far back as the actual background for the Creation Engine 2 logo that was first seen back in June of 2021, and from there it has been used in several Starfield promotional media tweets and blog posts over on Bethesda.net, as well as this background art yet again for the Starfield Soundtrack Suite event that took place in late 2021 as well. Now, some of you may be thinking that they're just simply reusing this background image star map art because it is, after all, art of a Starfield, and the name of the game is Starfield, and this could just be the default imagery that will be used in various Starfield things, including even the box art as well. However, just hang on a second, because there's actually more to this that confirms it's much more than just something used for media purposes. This very same exact star map can be seen in the E3 2021 Starfield trailer. As default Starfield character man is walking through their ship, they can be seen passing through what appears to be the common area of the ship itself, and this room has tables in the background for ye olde discussion times, as well as an actual war table as well, if you will, showing the actual local star map to help a crew visualize and plan their journey throughout the stars. And yes, this is the exact map seen in all the previous Starfield media that I just showed you, but here it is seen in in-engine footage, which has to mean something, right? And on top of all this, the community really hustled here to show all the similarities, confirming these are indeed the same images. Well, sometimes the star map is showcased a little bit differently just depending on when it was actually shown and what it was used in. If you pay particular attention to the lines and the stars, you'll see 100% obvious matches. For example, look at this Creation 2 engine graphic here. You'll see 3 stars to the left and 1 to the right. Now, let's check out that Starfield logo as well. The same 3 exact dots or stars can be seen on the left again, and the much brighter singular dot here can be seen towards the right. The same exact thing can be seen in the Starfield Soundtrack Suite image here as well, so there's something to this already. And while on the topic of that soundtrack art, if we check towards the bottom left down here and pay particular attention to the pattern seen of the one forever alone star up here and the 2 pairs of stars down here, along with just the overall structure and flow of the waves themselves, we can notice something super interesting when we check that very same in-engine footage seen here. A perfect match. This level of consistency and attention to detail 100% doesn't just happen on accident, and I highly doubt Bethesda put this much work and detail into something that would just simply serve as an overall meaningless placeholder asset that would have very little or nothing to do with stuff seen in the game itself. So, with all these powers combined, I say with confidence that JJ and other members of the community have apparently discovered a huge secret that Bethesda has been hiding in plain sight this entire time. The literal in-game map and explorable area of Starfield itself. Great job, JJ and friends. Much respect. Now, before we end the video, let's take a closer look at the actual in-game map itself. First off, I believe the lines are actual gravitational waves or some sort of visual that is used just to help indicate depth within space itself. And as for the dots, like I said, I believe they're stars more so than they would just be actual planets. It makes a lot more sense for them to be stars or star systems. And if you take in the scope here, this is just insane. There appears to be over 50 stars here, meaning there could as well be over 50 star systems full of different planets to explore. But keep in mind here for a second, if Bethesda wants to add a touch of realism to Starfield, which they already basically confirmed they do, then not all these stars will have planets to explore orbiting them, and even further, many planets would just be simply barren, empty, and boring, without much of value or interest on their inhospitable surfaces. So it's very likely we won't be able to fully explore all the planets seen in the star system visualized here. Bethesda could even go the route Bioware did with Mass Effect, for example, where the planets that simply have nothing of interest on them are planets that we actually can't even land on, saving us the time from just driving around an empty planet's surface. Choosing this route would definitely save Bethesda some time, as they wouldn't need to do all the extra work of adding these empty planets into the game. However, this would 100% be at the cost of immersion and gameplay depth, and although there are no doubt going to be empty and kind of boring places in space, we as the player should still have the option to discover them and even land on them ourselves. I mean, after all, that's always been what Bethesda Game Studios has been basically vibing on and marketing their games as. Remember Skyrim when Todd said, "See that mountain over there? You can actually go to it and climb it." So in Starfield, if I can see that planet over there and not go to it and land on it and explore it, then that would not be very Sonic Cash Money of Todd Howard and friends. And even though Creation Engine 2 is indeed the largest engine rebuild ever for Bethesda Game Studios, and even though Starfield is said to be the first true next-gen RPG, making a game that focuses heavily on exploring space offers its own fairly large development challenges, as space is rather huge and the points of interest are generally few and far between. So trying to balance that realism of the vast emptiness and loneliness of space along with the wonder of exploring the cosmos and finding enough interesting things to keep the player playing will perhaps be the largest game design challenge Bethesda Game Studios has ever faced to date. However, Todd Howard and the rest of the team seem very confident with this game, so I can only but mirror their confidence as well. If everything goes as planned, Starfield could likely blow the entire gaming community away and cement itself as not only a legendary game, but one of those few and rare influential games that sets the bar even higher and drives further innovation through inspiration in the gaming industry in the years to come. That is basically everything I wanted to talk about today, though. As always, let me know what you think about this Starfield in-game map discovery down in the comments below, for having a chance of getting your comment featured in a future video, which will start happening here very soon. And as always, thumbs up if you enjoy the content. Be sure to subscribe to help grow the community and a channel. It actually helps out a lot more than you might think. And huge shout out and much love and appreciation to the following amazing people for supporting the channel. This actually goes a long way for helping bring the community future content, and I greatly appreciate it. If you want to get your name added to this permanent future video shoutout list and literally get a permanent future video shoutout forever, you can support the channel over on Ko-fi, Patreon, or here on YouTube as an exclusive channel member. I am going to be making a new updated version of this list to add to these current lists after December 11th, so now's your chance to get added to the next permanent updated list. Links for all this and more are down in the description below, as well as a link for Skullzi merchandise and the Skullzi Discord server. And as always, thank you for watching. Be sure to tune in next time, when Bethesda might just surprise us with another Constellation Log update video. Ooh.
It just works.